course, this was the original high school, and for many years it was an education process. I think it was in the early 80s that AT&T came in at that time and renovated this building for office purposes. So they went through a lot of historic preservation requirements at the time. Historic preservation is highly focused on the exterior of buildings, but in this case they also preserved a lot of the historic elements on the inside of the building. We're standing in one of those areas right now. You probably see some of the detailing behind me in terms of the balustrade of the balcony of what was the original auditorium of the high school. I think it's interesting that it's come full circle at this time, that it's actually coming back to becoming an education building once again, with the Oklahoma City School of Law now becoming the newest occupant and owner of the building.
In the museum room, there's a really neat story about Alenka Hardy, who was an artist in the early 1900s here in Oklahoma. She's got a really interesting story, but there's some historic murals in what they call the museum conference room now. And it turns out that almost all of her murals have been lost over time. And this is one of two that still exists. The other one is in Long Beach, California. So we're working with the Oklahoma City Foundation for Architecture to help restore those murals in conjunction with the project.
Why do you think your great-grandfather stands out so much in architecture? I mean, you don't hear any names that come out as much as his.
The sheer volume of work that he did was enormous. You know, they did so many buildings all over the state. It was a really impressive portfolio that they developed. So I think few people managed to match that volume of work, and as well as significant pieces as well, not just sheer volume, but volume of significant pieces.
When you found out your firm was getting this job, I mean, was there a family discussion at the next holiday meal?
No, nothing like that. But it was very exciting because, you know, we very much live in a disposable society. So to actually preserve a great piece of Oklahoma architecture is very exciting.
Andrew Solomon Layton was one of the prominent architects in the greater Oklahoma City area and beyond in that time period. And so we've had the opportunity to actually touch some 7 of his buildings in the course of working on projects here, renovation projects, historic projects here in Oklahoma City. Of course, the granddaddy of them all was to put the dome on the Capitol, but this is our most current endeavor that is an actually Solomon Layton building.